Today we're going to be talking about the circle of trust. So, what do I mean by circle of trust? There's a famous movie, Meet the Fockers, or Meet the Parents, I should say, where Robert De Niro has a famous line of, he asks Greg, he's like, Greg, are you in the circle of trust? And that's we've joked about that for the last 25 or 30 years, but that's a very relevant line for not only the movie, but for life, right? Whether or not you realize it, you have a circle of trust in your life. Now, some people have a really big circle, some people have a really small circle, but either way you look at it, you have a circle of people in your life that you rely on and that you trust for information, for help, for advice whenever things aren't going well. The problem with that is if your circle isn't where it should be, you're going to constantly be getting not the best information. And so we're just going to talk a little bit about, the circle of trust in your life, and if maybe you need to do a little bit of evaluation on that. So Harvard did a study, an 80-year study, and they found that quality of relationships in your life is the most determining factor of whether or not you're happy. More important than how smart you are, how rich you are, what possessions you have. Quality of relationships in your life. And that, is quality with your friends, your family, your spouse, even spiritual relationships. And not that this is a biblical or religious channel, but I do want to point out that having a good spiritual relationship is very important. I have a spiritual relationship with Jesus Christ, and that's definitely helped me in numerous situations. And I'm not here to push that down your throat, but I will say having relationships in your life and your circle is very important, because when times get tough, like it does for everybody, that's who you go and lean on. So I wanted to point that out with Harvard, and take it for what it's worth, but they generally do pretty good with studies. There's another gentleman, his name's Dan Martell. You might have heard of him. He's on a lot of different social media sites. I do find a lot of his information very interesting and helpful. And he kind of has a 3-question rule. And when he talks about doing a friend inventory, one is, do they challenge me, right? So are your friends pushing you towards, and this could be friends, family, anybody in your circle, are they pushing you towards doing better things, or are they kind of dragging you down? Do they celebrate your wins in a sincere fashion, right? So when you have a victory, something good happens to you and you go talk to them, are they kind of always poo-pooing it? Are they talking about how it's going to go wrong the next step, or don't get too excited about it? Or are they maybe a little jealous whenever you have a win? That's one thing to look out for. Is that person really in your best interest? And then the last thing he talks about is, are they aligned with your core beliefs or your core values? And I think this is one that really gets overlooked, and one that people don't take to heart, right? So maybe you can look past those 2 other things, like, hey, I don't need all my friends to challenge me, and you know what? It's okay if they're not as happy as I am whenever I get a win. But the last one, are they aligned with your core beliefs? Because if this person isn't in the same arena that you are in here and up here, it's going to be a real struggle with them to get any support. They're always going to be pulling you down. If their vision is a complete opposite direction, then why would you want to be associated with that person? And I understand this is probably controversial for a few people if you've had friends for a long period of time and you're like, yeah, but I've known this person for 20 years. I've known this person for 15 years. Hey, they helped me out in this situation. I understand that, but people also do grow in different scenarios or different directions too. And if you're growing in this direction and that person And that could be a family member, that could be a brother, sister, that could be, an old business partner that you had, whatever that scenario is. If they're growing this direction and it's not the direction you want, why are you investing more time in that? And why are you giving any credence to what they're saying? I'm just giving you something to think about. And I'm not saying it's an easy decision, but I do want you to think about that, right? Also, people who are in good, healthy relationships, as opposed to maybe isolating, live 7 to 8 years longer, right? So if you want to live longer, have more meaningful relationships. So hopefully you learned a little something. Hopefully I challenged you to think about something. I know in my own life, in different area or different time periods, I've had to, kind of go back and go, hey, are these the people that I want in my life with me moving forward? So I'm going to leave you with question of the day and then tip of the day. So question of the day, what is one person in your immediate circle right now that when you go spend time with them, they get you excited about life, they get you excited about what's going to happen, and they lift you up? Who is that one person? I challenge you this week, go out there, spend some time with them, and thank them for what they do. They probably don't even know they do it, but they'll appreciate it. And then tip of the day, surround yourself with people who are where you want to be, not surround yourself with people where you're trying to go from. And I'm not saying leave all your friends in the dust or leave all your family in the dust, but I'm just saying spend more time with people that are going the direction you want to go, not the direction that you're trying to leave. With that, if you have a question, please leave a comment down below. Really appreciate it if you give me a like if you like it. If you want to keep hearing the 5-minute videos, subscribe. We have a new one coming out every day. Remember, never trying to sell you anything, just hoping we can help you out on this journey together. Till next time.